Hello everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to be delving into the motivation facilitation model of sexual offending, and we're going to be covering what it is, what it predicts, and how it can be applied. Okay, so what exactly is the motivation facilitation model of sexual offending? Well, it can be referred to as the MFF, and it aims to discover what specifically facilitates and motivates a potential sexual predator to commit their first offense. Now, it identifies core motivational, facilitatory, and situational components that create a dynamic interaction that can either increase or decrease the potential risk of sexual offending. Okay, so the factors contributing to the motivational aspect of this model have been identified as paraphilias, high sex drives, and intense mating effort. So studies have been able to demonstrate a high correlation between paraphilias, high sex drives, and sexual offending. However, for intense mating effort, the results have not been able to be duplicated. Now I want to go briefly into the facilitation aspect of this model. So this component is a little bit more complicated. It's been further split into two categories, labeled trait and state facilitatory factors. Now, out of both of these categorizations, antisociality and intoxication do have the most empirical support and are most linked to sexual offending. Now, this aspect of the model probably has the least amount of empirical backup, but the factors identified here are the vulnerability of the victim and presence of guardians. Now, some studies have been able to identify a correlation or a relationship between presence of guardians and sexual offending. However, these results are still relatively weak. Okay, so now let's review what psychological theories were used in this model. So the preconditions model proposes 4 key conditions that must be met for a child's sexual offence to be committed, and these are combined with 3 key motivational factors that are likely involved. So the motivational factors are the ones most utilised in this model, and they include child-oriented paraphilia, emotional affinity for children, and blockage in adult relationships. Now, the general theory of crime is another theory used, and this model suggests that individuals low in self-control will commit crimes if opportunities exist. So, what makes this model relevant? So this model aims to predict engagement with child pornography use and to prevent it from escalating into first-time sexual offences. Now, this is due to the combined effects of paraphilia and high sex drive, as they determine sexual interest in children and how intense that desire is. However, more research is needed in this area. Now, that concludes our brief overview for today, and thank you so much for listening. If you'd still like to know more on this topic, please check out the Wikiversity page link below to discover even more interesting information on this topic. Thank you.